Tom, thank you. We appreciate it. Hey, turning now to your weather. We have a lot of fans in town, of course, for that Big Ten championship weekend here in Indianapolis. So if you're visiting, welcome. We're glad that you're here. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Speaking of that game, by the way, Dom just mentioned there's a full recap on WTHR Plus. So go enjoy that if you need more Big Ten content. And as we get ready to start the new work week, mild-ish?
Mild out there, actually. We made it above freezing today, but it's a day of contrast, right? We're milder than we have been, but we're going to be colder overnight. I mean, extremely cold overnight, potentially with some single digits. Take a look. This is where the temperatures were for our daytime highs. Everyone got above freezing. That's nice to help to melt some of the snow that was out there. Look down to the south. We even had some 40s. This is what we expected. But now the temperatures are going to be dropping, and they're going to be dropping pretty quickly. They're still holding into the 30s for the most part, near freezing. But if we can lose some of the clouds, that's really going to allow the temperatures to drop. Now, we have north winds. These clouds are going to stay with us for a while, but we may start to see some clearing. And once we do, look at the temperatures to the north, maybe even single digits, 5, 10 degrees possible. I think for Indy, we're going to stay clouded over for most of the night. It really will depend on where you are, even in the city. The north side may get down to near 10. The south side may stay in the 20s. There's going to be quite a bit of variability. I'll put it at 18. I actually raised this a little bit from our previous forecast, just because it looks like those clouds are going to stay with us. And then looking ahead to tomorrow, a cold day before lots of ups and downs in the forecast. That's coming up.
All right, Rob, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
This morning, plumes of smoke covered parts of downtown Indianapolis. This was a massive fire at an abandoned building near 22nd and Andrew J. Brown Avenue. Thankfully, we can tell you no one was hurt, but tonight investigators are still trying to figure out what happened. Our Ella Rhodes went to find out what used to be inside that building.
Firefighters fought flames Sunday morning to save a building that sat vacant for nearly 20 years.
It's the equivalent to the Stutz building burning down before it became the Stutz.
Maddie Bennett watched the building crumble. A board member of Indiana Automotive, he loved this piece of auto history.
It was the last of the big warehouses that really meant something to the automotive industry here in Indianapolis, in Indiana, and nationally.
Bennett says the National Motor Vehicle Company built cars in this building for decades, from the late 1800s up until World War I, including the car which won the second ever Indianapolis 500.
I think everybody can learn a lot and learn what this building meant. A lot of automotive improvements that are still with our cars today came out of this building.
Not everyone knows the building's legacy. Michael Hill just knows it as the abandoned building that neighbors his apartment.
I heard the fire trucks and stuff coming past, and I looked out my bedroom window and I seen flames and a lot of black smoke.
As crews fought through the smoke, IFD Battalion Chief Rita Reith says the owners had issues with squatters and trespassers over the years. She says even with people inside the building the night before the blaze.
It's going to be an investigation, and we'll take the information that the neighbors told us about people being in the building, information that the owners provided about having issues with people being in the building, and we'll go from there.
Firefighter silhouettes fought the flames from above. Wright says the damage so severe, crews couldn't survey the inside yet.
They're looking at tearing it down because it's basically collapsed in on itself.
That it was such a beacon of light for this neighborhood. Sorry, I get a little emotional. That I have their logo tattooed on my forearms means quite a bit.
A piece of Indianapolis and car history, a victim to the flames. In Indianapolis, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.
Now tonight, the cause of that fire is still under investigation. As soon as we learn more from officials, we'll have that for you here and at WTHR.com. Happening this week, the Indiana Senate will take on the redistricting debate. The House passed House Bill 1032 last week, 57-41, with 12 Republicans breaking ranks and voting against it. So here's what you need to know for this week. Starting at 8:30 Monday morning, people can sign up to testify on the bill while it's in committee. Those sign-ups are for in-person only. And then the Senate will convene at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon and introduce bills. And at 1:30, the Senate Committee on Elections will meet to hear House Bill 1032. This is when people can testify on it, tell lawmakers what they think. We will have crews at the State House all day covering the debate each step of the way. What we have learned just in the last few hours, 300 Indiana National Guard soldiers are now in Washington, D.C. The National Guard tells us they will be helping local and federal law enforcement combat crime in our nation's capital. We'll be sure to let you know if we hear of any new developments on their deployment and when they might be headed back home. Still ahead tonight, coming up at 6:15, porch pirates are getting creative. We'll tell you about the new high-tech ways they may swipe your holiday gifts. Plus, an active volcano is ramping up. We will show you more of this video from the massive eruption in Hawaii.